Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife, and I am excited to bring to you another Bible journaling process video. I am working with the Flourish devotion from Creative Retreat Kits, and I'm super excited to get a chance to work with the supplies. So I am definitely going to be using these really sweet alpha stickers. I just love the little blades of grass and that they go all different directions. I think that is so cute. And then I think I will be doing some watercoloring today. I'm going to do an entry inspired by a sticker, which is something I like to do a lot. If there's a sticker that is kind of calling my name, a lot of times I will kind of blow it up and make it a larger entry. So I'm going to use Make My Heart a Fertile Place right here. I'm going to use that sticker as inspiration, some of the stamps, and I am working in Ezekiel 36, and I am in 36:26, where it says, I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from you your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. All right, I'll put you on fast forward. We'll see how it turns out. Let's go. I'm actually going to use a technique that I learned from Lindsay Decor, who I think learned it from Hello Jilski, maybe. Just one of those techniques that's kind of going around the Bible journaling world, and that would be no line watercoloring or disappearing watercoloring. So what I'm doing is I'm stamping the florals in this weathered wood distress oxide ink, and I don't actually want the gray to be there in the end, but I'm using it because I know once I mix it with water, it's going to be reactive. It's going to kind of disappear. So I chose the lightest color I could find. I could have done a very light color of the blues and yellows that I planned to use, but instead I just went with the gray so I could see the lines pretty distinctly. And I'm stamping out all of my images in that color. One thing I really like about this particular stamp set is that with the stems being separate, and because it's on this acrylic, the acrylic stamps, you can mold them. You can move them around on your block. So you can see I can take one stem and get a lot of different directions and some twists and turns, and I can move it ever so slightly, kind of bend it on my block. You'll see me fiddling with it right here, trying to straighten that one up. I can bend it on my block and get some different shapes, which really makes this a super versatile stamp set. And it's one of the reasons I really am loving it this month. Now again, to mirror the sticker that I am loving so much, I'm trying to make it look like the space in the middle, like the flowers are continuing through, and the text that I write in the middle will just be covering up that space. So it's kind of just a bunch of wildflowers, adding a few leaves here and there, and it's just broken stems. So that's why you see the 3 flowers at the top but no flowers at the bottom, because I'm wanting it to look like a continuation of those flowers, and it'll make a little bit more sense once all the lettering is in. But again, I'm just going off of that sticker as my inspiration and kind of blowing it up and making it bigger for the page. I've pulled out my Koi watercolor set. It's my favorite watercolor set that I've had since the beginning of my Bible journaling days and has lasted, this is probably year 3 for this set, and it is going strong. Now I'm dropping in some different colors and using plenty of water so that it will mix and blend, and I'm purposefully going over top of the lines. Carefully, I'm not going crazy, but I'm going over the top of the lines because that is activating that Distress Oxide ink, making it kind of disappear into the flower. So I still have the basic shape, but all of the details of the flower are gone from the stamp. So again, I'm going to come in here with some blues and greens in the side flowers to kind of pick up the colors of the kit. I'll use a few different blues. I have trouble kind of figuring out how I can make my blues blend. They were all looking the same when they were coming out, and I figured out I just wasn't getting them activated enough. I wasn't using enough water to really cause that blending to happen. So coming over here, and I love using watercolor because of course you can still read the text underneath even through this darker watercolor. Once it dries, you'll still be able to read all of that text coming through, and again, it's activating all of that Distress Oxide ink, and the point of it is that you won't see those gray lines, and then I can come back and add detail in a couple of different ways, and I choose a very distinct way to come back and add my detail, which I'll show you in just a moment. Just like with the florals, I am blending a couple of different greens into the stems and into the leaves right here, trying to add a tiny little bit of detail with some shading and color, but again, not being super particular. So I'll come in here, and I went back and forth on whether I should do the stems like a brown color or a green, and I opted for green just because I wasn't going to bring in brown in any other case, and I just thought the bright green was gorgeous in this particular devotional kit, so I wanted to really bring that out. And then the watercolor part will be done. I'll put it aside, let it dry, and then I'll be coming back to add some detail. Over the top of my dried watercolor, I am coming back and I'm using my micron pen in a size 02, and I'm just scribbling in detail. And I'm purposely scribbling and making messy lines because that's the kind of abstract, messy look that I'm wanting to go to. And while I do that, I wanted to talk a little bit about the rocky soil. This picture was illustrated just beautifully for me this week. We have a neighbor that is in the middle of grading his lawn, which means that it's very not level. There's like big hills and stuff. And so he is by hand digging out places and making his whole backyard flat. And it's been quite the process over the past few weeks, and he's still working on it, and it's kind of his quarantine project. But we went to see his backyard, and we were able to look and see that as he was digging, he had this huge pile of bricks that had been buried in his yard, and he had the soil separated. There was a clay soil that was like red and apparently really rich in nutrients, and he had that in one area, and then he kind of had the topsoil in another area, and then he had just the extra stuff, kind of the junky stuff, in another area. And as he was digging and preparing his yard to, eventually grow grass, he had been sifting out these things. And so that was exactly the image that came to mind when it here in Ezekiel it says, "I will cleanse you from all your impurities and from all your idols." And so I was just thinking of asking God just to make my heart a fertile place, to really investigate and look deep and help me remove those impurities that are standing in the way of the fruit of the Spirit really taking hold and coming through me. So I just loved that illustration. Came right into my head when I started studying this passage this week, and I just knew I wanted to kind of capture that in the rocky soil. As I was talking there, you saw me lay down a bunch of the alpha stickers that say "Make My Heart A," and then there was a space, and then I added "place" there at the bottom, and then I'm doing some hand writing, some hand lettering there with the word fertile, and using my Kelly Creates blue marker, which matches really well with this particular month. And again, I'm just trying to copy that handwritten look that's over there on the stamp. I'm using that the sticker as my inspiration on this page, and I love how it turns out. I go over the blue twice just to really make it pop, and then I'm going to add some black sketchy lines in here as a shadow just to bring in that black to that word and make it pop even more. Now this is the main part that I wanted to capture on my page, but I look over at the sticker sheet and I see several stickers that I want to try to incorporate here. And so I kind of go through back and forth and I decide on the soil conditions. And I put on that particular sticker "Rocky at Times," because I know that there are times when the soil of our heart, like the soil of my heart, is really fertile, and there are times when it's not, when it's gotten harder. And so I put "rocky at times," meaning that I just want God to continue to keep searching, to keep helping me work through things, because I know it's a choice. Like it says in the devotional, gardeners are constantly tending their soil, so it's kind of a daily choice. I was super excited to use the burlap bow. If you saw my unboxing, then you know that I was like crazy excited, probably a little too excited about the burlap bow clippy, and I knew I was going to use it, so I just went ahead and put it there at the top, and I'm just fussing with a few little hearts. I decided I do want to add more sketchy black lines, and I just added the word "Lord" up there and a comma, because then this really is a prayer. Lord, make my heart a fertile place, bloom and grow. So adding just a few last minute details, and then this page will be done. I have really loved the devotional this month. I don't know about you guys, but it really hit home. It took a look at the parable of the soil and the gardener and gave me a different perspective on it, which I really appreciated. I made sure to list all of the supplies I used down below with a few links if you are interested in checking that out. I do believe this kit is sold out, but there might be bits and parts over at the Creative Retreat website, so make sure to check that out. Thanks for joining me today over here on the Creative Retreat channel. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.